there's so many memories. If I had to pick a few, always the one that immediately comes to mind is when we played Radio City Music Hall, sold out last night of the 20th anniversary tour. We had an orchestra with us. We filmed a DVD, hometown gig, Radio City Music Hall, which is such a prestigious, beautiful venue, and we always wanted to play. So that was one of those nights where just all the stars were aligned, and it always is one of the first things I think of as, you know, one of the greatest memories of all those years with the band. Finally playing Madison Square Garden when we played with Maiden.
Iron Maiden. I was at that show.
And that was actually, coincidentally enough, one of my last shows with the band. Actually, that was my last that was my last American tour with Dream Theater before I bailed. So, you know, finally playing Madison Square Garden was something we had always dreamed of and always wanted to do. And finally doing it was pretty amazing. And to do it with Maiden was awesome. I guess maybe our first tour, you know, when Images and Words first came out in 92, and we had spent, at that point, we were together for 7 years already, and we were just, you know, struggling for years and years and years, you know, switching singers and, you know, having, you know, false starts with our record company. And we, you know, there was so many struggles to get to that point. Then when we finally were getting our first taste of success, and Images and Words was doing well and selling well, and Pull Me Under was on the radio and on MTV everywhere we went, and we're finally touring and in a van and getting to play beyond just New York, you know, playing everywhere from Dallas to Chicago to Denver and Seattle and everywhere in between, and then going over to Japan and Europe for the first time. That was exciting too. You know, that was some of the greatest memories. And that's when it was all so innocent. You know, we were in a van and loving it. You know, now you put me in a van now, I'm miserable. I could never do that. You know, I've done these shows with like Metal Allegiance or Adrenaline Mob where you're playing to, you know, 100 people in a club, and it's hard. But back then we were doing it, and it was all for the first time, and it wasn't about money or anything else beyond just being in a band and playing together and the camaraderie and the music. And, you know, you only get to have that innocence once before you become a jaded old rock star. So those memories of those early days are still really fond for me.